Welcome back. Very good morning. Hope you all have gone through the concepts of gravitation, which is the first concept of gravitation that we were dealt. It is due to force of gravitation. Gravitation itself is force of gravitation. And make a note of it, even the gravitation or the force of gravitation can be termed even as gravity. Make a note of it. It can be termed as gravity even. Hope it is clear. But at the same time, what you need to understand, we know the force of gravitation exists between any two bodies in the nature. Between any two bodies. If one of the bodies is earth, the other body is some x, then particularly the force of gravitation can be termed as gravity or force of gravity. If any other two bodies like a board and a wall or myself and a board, then we do talk it as force of gravitation. Usually we don't term it as gravity. It's a conventional terminology of gravity and gravitation. Gravity and gravitation, which means the same. There is no major difference between these two terms. The terminology will have a thin layer. Between any two bodies in the nature, there exists some force of attraction known as force of gravitation. If in such bodies there is an involvement of earth while we are speaking, then particularly that force of gravitation can be termed as force of gravity. Or I do term it as force of gravitation, there is no issue. But now here we are going to discuss an acceleration produced in the body due to that force of gravity, so which is termed as acceleration due to gravity. Hope you got it clear. Because force is an external agent that can change the state of rest or the state of uniform motion of your body, so that causes acceleration in the body. Now here we are talking particularly about the acceleration caused due to force of gravity. So we term it as acceleration due to gravity. As I told you, when we are speaking of gravity, there will be involvement of earth and its force of gravitation. So that to explain clearly here, just diagrammatically use suppose for some time. This is earth, whose mass is capital M and radius of earth is capital R. This is all earth here. This is all earth. Now here, at a height there is a body of mass M which is above the surface of the earth at a height h. Above the surface of the earth at a height h, a body of mass M is located. As per our knowledge, according to characteristics of force of gravitation, here if earth is pulling the body with a force F, then the body also pulls the earth with the same force. Because the force of gravitation between the two masses forms an action-reaction pair. So if earth is showing a force of gravity on the body of mass M, then the body also shows a force of gravitation on the earth. But here the mass of the earth is different from mass of the body. Though both of them are experiencing same force to each other, they are exerting same force on each other, but their masses are different. That's the reason why acceleration produced in the body towards the earth is different from acceleration produced in the earth towards the mass. Hope you got my terminology. As both of them exerting same force on each other, according to characteristics of gravitational force, force of gravitation between the two masses will form an action-reaction pair. If Earth is pulling the mass with certain force, the mass also pulls the Earth with the same force. But only the point is their masses are different. So, acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of the Earth is different from acceleration produced in the Earth towards the center of the mass. Why I am telling towards center? Because the force of gravitation will be along the line joining their centers, which is a central force I told you. So if I am writing the formula for A, acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of the earth, then A equal to F by M. But if it is all about acceleration produced in the earth towards the mass, it is F by capital M. Because mass of the earth is different from mass of the body. Hope you got the terminology. What is A? Acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of the earth. You can write even. What is capital A? Acceleration produced in the earth towards the mass. Of course, you know usually mass of the earth is greater than mass of the body. So that acceleration of earth towards the mass will be less. And moreover, you have to remember two values. Mass of the earth is 6 into 10 power 24 kg. Mass of earth. And the radius of earth is 6,400 kilometers and can be written as here 6.4 into 10 power 6 meters. 6,400 kilometers. Kilometer means 1000 meters. 10 power 3 and 2, 10 power 5 and one more decimal 10 power 6. So this is the radius of earth and here it is mass of the earth whose values to be remembered. So now my point is, the acceleration produced in the body towards the center of the earth is acceleration due to gravity, which is represented by G especially. Exclusively G, which is small letter, not capital letter. Capital G indicates universal gravitational constant, but here small g indicates the acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of the earth. These are because of force of gravitation, which can be termed as force of gravity. So this acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of the earth is termed as acceleration due to gravity. G equal to F by M. This is the basic introduction to the concept of acceleration due to gravity. Now here, the force of gravitation between the earth and the mass is F equal to G into capital M into small m by R plus H whole square. Because F equal to G into M and M2 by R square. One mass is capital M, mass of the earth. The other mass is small m, mass of the body. And the distance between the two masses is R plus H. Because you know very well, while talking about the distance between the two masses, distance should be measured from their centers. Here earth size is huge, so here R should be taken into account, where mass of the body is very small, so no radius will be taken into account. So this is R plus H will be the distance separation between earth and the mass, R plus H. So G into M1 M2 by R square. But here only a very interesting point. If acceleration produced in the mass towards the center of earth is G, then I can write F equal to MA, that equal to mg. According to Newton's second law of motion, if a body is accelerating at A having mass m, then the force acting on the body is F equal to m into A, but A will be replaced by G, which is acceleration due to gravity. Of course, you know it very well, even weight of the body. The force of gravity by the earth on the mass is called its weight, mg. That is nothing but F equal to mg. Now you can equate these two equations so that m into small g equal to capital G into capital M into small m by R plus H whole square. For some time you can suppose the distance between the two masses is small r equal to capital R plus H. R is radius of the earth, H is height of the body above the surface of the earth. Then here the small m value gets cancelled. Then ultimately G equal to G capital M by R square, where small r represents capital R plus H. Here is the required mathematical equation for our concepts now. The relation between small g and capital G. Actually, this is the point that I am going to initiate here. In today's class is all about acceleration due to gravity and the relation between small g and capital G, which is G equal to Gm by R square, where small r is the distance of the mass from the center of the earth. Don't forget that. Which is small r equal to capital R plus H. Don't forget that. So this is one point of today's class. So what to keep heading? Relation between small g and capital G. Small g is acceleration due to gravity. Capital G is universal gravitational constant. And next you have learned the difference between, thin layer of difference between gravity and gravitation. So these are all the points that you need to note down. So you have learned that relation between small g and capital G is G equal to G into M by R square, where R equal to capital R plus H. If you are studying the value of G on the surface of earth, if you are studying the value of G on the surface of earth, then small r equal to capital R because H equal to 0. So then the average value of G on the surface of earth is 9.8 meter per second square. Why do I am telling the average value is because the value of acceleration due to gravity changes from one place to another place based on many terms and conditions. So that we are talking about the average value of G, the average value of acceleration due to gravity, G equal to 9.8 meter per second square, and you can write it as even 980 centimeter per second square. Sometimes while doing numericals, it might be supposed G approximately equal to 10 meter per second square, then this becomes 1000. If it is mentioned in the question, take G equal to 10 meter per second square, you take. Or else you have to proceed with G equal to 9.8 meter per second square in MKS system, 980 centimeter per second square in CGS system. And apart from this, now our point is all about what are the factors that can influence the value of G. I have told you the value of G changing as per terms and conditions, so that this is an average value of acceleration due to gravity. Now here the point is, what are the factors that can influence the value of G? So coming to that, the first point is all about altitude or height. Which is small h. The altitude at which you have placed your body, because you know G equal to Gm by R square, where R involves capital R and H. So based on height of the body above the earth surface, based on its altitude, the acceleration due to gravity can be influenced. And the next one, it is all about depth of the body. Inside the earth, you just write a depth, which is represented by the letter D. Depth is enough. Depth of the body inside the earth. To what deeper part the body has been taken will decide acceleration due to gravity. We'll discuss even that point. And the next thing, it is all about latitude. Till now you dealt with altitude, but here it is latitude. Some people still have doubt that what is meant by latitude. Just I give more clarity, you don't worry. And the next factor is all about geographical conditions. Geographical conditions. So these are all the points that can influence the value of G, small g, on the surface of the earth. Altitude, depth, latitude, and geographical conditions. Sir, what about the geographical conditions? How can they influence? I tell you, wait. First of all, what you need to know we are going to discuss in detail about the factors that can influence the value of G. And in that for today's class we deal with in what manner the altitude or the height of your body above the surface of the earth can influence the value of G. I mean, if the body is taken from one place to another place above the surface of the earth, the value of G continuously changes with respect to its height above the ground. So our first point is all about in what way the altitude or height of the body above the surface of the earth can influence acceleration due to gravity produced in the body. Meanwhile, you note down this. So look at this. So here first point it is, in what way the altitude or height of the body can influence the value of G. For that, once look at the diagrammatic representation. Here this is the earth. Here it is earth whose mass is capital M, and here it is the radius of the earth capital R. This is center, and here a body of mass M is placed at a height h above the ground. Above the surface of the earth, your body is placed at a height h. Now, according to the basic mathematical equation, G equal to Gm by R square means here I have to take small r equal to capital R plus h. But first of all, before going further, on the surface of the earth, let me write on the surface, let me suppose G equal to Gm by capital R square, because in small r equal to capital R plus h. But first I have written the value of G on the surface of the earth, which is average value 9.8 meter per second square, which is known thing to you. So the value of G on the surface of earth is Gm by R square, which is an average 9.8 meter per second square. This is known value. Now I wish to know the value of G at a height h. So that at a height, the value of G, let me term it as GH. The value of G at a height h is Gm by R plus h whole square, because the distance separation is from the center R plus h. This is the point. Now little more. So if I am going to consider GH by G, then here Gm by R plus h whole square, which is a numerator, and the denominator is Gm by R square. So this is going to be R square by R plus h whole square. Now let me take the numerator R square to the denominator, so that GH by G equal to 1 by R plus h by R whole square. Hope you got the mathematics, which is very simple to you. This R square taken to the denominator from the numerator. So numerator is 1. R plus h whole square by R square can be written as R plus h by R whole square. So that GH by G equal to 1 by, here R plus h by R gets cancelled, 1 plus h by R whole power 2. So that GH equal to, take G to the right side, G into 1 plus h by R whole power minus 2 is the basic relation between value of G at a height h. So the value of G at a height h is given by GH equal to G of 1 plus h by R whole power minus 2. This is the fundamental equation that you need to remember. The value of acceleration due to gravity at a height h is given by G of 1 plus h by R whole power minus 2. And here only a little more concept. If h is far less than R, h is far less than R means what? If h value is 10 centimeter above the ground, if h value is 100 meter above the ground, You know the radius of Earth is 6,400 kilometers, the radius of the Earth. But here it is h by r, where h is the height of the body above the surface of the earth. If it is a 10 centimeter, 100 meter, so that h value is far less than r. You may ask me, sir, h equal to 5 meter, h equal to 500 meter, is it less than r still? Yes, certainly. But you don't ask me a definite value to say h is far less than r. Whenever comparatively h value is very small compared to radius, you can neglect. So that here this equation, once listen carefully, here only very interesting point. When you are going for binomial expansion, 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2, you come across usually in mathematics, there will be a binomial expansion for 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. Like it is 1 minus 2 into h by r plus 3 into h by r whole square minus 4 into h by r whole cube, and will be continued in that way. So whenever 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2 is expanded binomially, it's a little more mathematics. No need to even by heart all these things. What you need to understand, when you are expanding 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2, what you need to understand, here there is h by r term, h by r whole square term, h by r whole cube term. But you know h is far less than r. Numerator is very smaller than denominator. Then fraction value will be very small. For that small value you are giving square, still will be reduced. You may get doubt, sir, if we have given square then it will be increased. No. You take for example 1 by 10 is given square, 1 by 100 is given square, then 1 by 10,000 is given square. So if you are going to give the square in that way to the least value 1 by 10, on taking the square the value further reduced because the denominator is far greater than numerator. In such cases when you are giving the square, automatically the fraction value gets reduced. In that way, for h far less than r, h by r whole square, h by r whole cube, these terms can be neglected. So that 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2 can be written as 1 minus 2h by r. Only for h is far less than r. So when you are dealing with the acceleration due to gravity at a height h, gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. But when h is far less than r, 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2 can be written as 1 minus 2h by r. So that your gh, here I am writing conclusions, your gh can be equal to g of 1 minus 2h by r only when h is far less than r. If not, gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. This is the conclusion. A little more things are there to discuss. Meanwhile, first you write down this. Once look at the conclusions here. So when you are dealing with the acceleration due to gravity at a height h, gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. For example, if you wish to calculate the value of g at a height 100 meter above the ground, or at a height 1000 meter above the ground, or at a height 2 kilometer above the ground. In all these cases, you can consider h is far less than r, because r equal to 6,400 kilometers. When you compare it to 6,400 kilometers, 2 kilometer is very small, 1000 meter very small, 100 meter is very small. So in such cases, your formula gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2 can be written as 1 minus 2h by r. This is what you need to understand. Where h equal to 100 v2 and r equal to 6400 kilometers means 60.4 into 10 power 6 meters. You have to write r equal to 6400 kilometers radius of the earth, which can be written as 6.4 into 10 power 6 meters, because while doing calculations in MKS system it is not in kilometers, it should be in meters, so which is to be length. So this is the equation that you have to apply in all these cases. H is far less than r. You should not neglect h, don't forget that. It is g of 1 minus 2h by r, where g value is now 9.8 meter per second square. But if the question is calculate the value of g at a height above the ground which is equal to 1/4 of radius of the earth. I repeat my question. Calculate the value of g at a height above the earth that is equal to 1/4 of radius of the earth, means h equal to r by 4. Then you should not neglect 6400 kilometers in that fourth part. The height is in that fourth part, means nearly 160 kilometers, 1600 kilometers. We should not be neglected. That's why you have to apply gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. You should not apply this. This you have to apply, because h is not far less than r. Then in this situation, g of 1 plus h value is r by 4, already in the denominator r whole power minus 2. Now this r gets cancelled. G of 1 plus 1 by 4 whole power minus 2. Then g of 1 plus 1 by 4 is 5 by 4 whole power minus 2. 5 by 4 whole power minus 2 can be written as a 4 by 5 whole square, because reciprocal is taken, so minus 2 becomes plus 2. This is equal to 16 by 25 into g. So the value of g at that height is 16 by 25 into g. That's the point. So while calculating the value of g at a height h, you should be very sure that whether h is far less than r or not. If it is 1 minus 2h by r into g, if not, the original formula to be applied. Hope you got clarity on this. Sometimes you may come across a question, what is the value of g at a height h equal to radius of the earth? I repeat, what is the value of g at a height h which is equal to radius of the earth, means h equal to r. When you are substituting h equal to r, do you have to neglect this h far less than r? No. So you have to apply this. So shall I write here? I write here. Have you taken the entire points? Keep it in pause and now. So the next condition it is at h equal to r, means trying to calculate the value of g at a height equal to radius of the earth. This height above the surface of the earth is equal to radius of the earth, means at a height of 6400 kilometers. Then gh equal to g of 1 plus h by r whole power minus 2. But h equal to r cancel. So g of h equal to r will cancel 1 plus 1 2 whole power minus 2. This is equal to g by 2 square, because 2 power minus 2 becomes 2 square. This is equal to g by 4. Means at a height equal to radius of the earth, the value of g becomes 1/4 of its original value on the surface of the earth. On the surface, if it is g, then at a height h equal to r, at a height equal to radius of the earth, its value will be reduced to 1/4. So this is how, if you are going to the higher altitudes, the value of g gradually decreases. You see here it is h far less than r, h equal to r by 4, 16 by 25 into g, h equal to r, g by 4. So if you are going for higher altitudes gradually, the value of g decreases. So now the conclusion, the value of acceleration due to gravity varies with respect to height. If we are going for higher altitudes, the value of G gradually decreases. This is the conclusion you have tried. Hope you got clarity. And one more additional point that I need to tell you here it is, you know the relation between small g and capital G, small g equal to Gm by R square. In this formula, there is no term related to mass of the body. Have you seen? G universal gravitational constant, M is mass of the planet Earth, R is radius of the planet Earth. So there is no term related to mass of the body. It indicates that acceleration due to gravity do not depend on mass of the body. That's why you take here 100 kg mass, you take 1 kg mass, you take 1 gram mass. Same acceleration will be produced by the earth in the body. Here there is 100 kg mass, 1 kg mass, 1 gram mass. Whatever you take there and drop the body, then the acceleration produced in the body towards the earth remains same for all, which is 9.8 meter per second square. So my conclusion is acceleration due to gravity produced in a body is independent of mass of the body. Of course, it depends on mass of the planet Earth and it depends on radius of the planet, means the size of the planet. So acceleration due to gravity produced in a body depends on mass of the planet, it depends on size of the planet, but do not depends on mass of the body, which is very important conclusion you need to note down. So in the next class, we discuss the other factors that can influence the value of G in different cases. Take care.